I was at the White House a couple of days ago, and I was right up front, excited to meet the president and the vice president. But I happened to meet a young man who had so much passion and enthusiasm. 12 years old. He met the president and the vice president. And you may have seen him on social media because the video has gone viral of him saying, "Thank you, Mr. President," and the president putting a pin on him. And I had to have him on the show because he was so incredible. Let's bring him on. 12-year-old Knowa. Knowa, how are you?
Hi, how are you? It's great. It's great to be on the show. I appreciate you letting me feature. Yeah, you were right in front of me, and I was like, who's this guy? And I thought I'd get a picture with you. So it was great seeing you.
Yeah, it was incredible talking with you, Noah. Noah, tell me, how did you? I mean, you had President Biden as your screensaver. You knew everybody in the room. How did you even, get involved and fall in love with politics?
Yeah, so I used to play this game every day. It was called Roblox, and on Roblox there was this politician, and he would play the game with kids to try to get them involved. So what he did with me is he we played a game and we made a video, and he was like, "Do you know what a Democrat is?" I was like, "No, kinda." Does he did he said, "Do you know what democracy is?" I said, "Kinda." And so I Googled, and this was 2 years ago, and I Googled it, and I learned what democracy was, and it was super important. And I learned about the Democratic Party's platform, and it was an obvious choice which one was the best to choose. So that's how I learned about it. It was gaming, unironically.
Wow. And your knowledge of all these people in the room. I mean, you knew Corinne Jean-Pierre, you knew the photographer. I mean, how did you, and they knew you as well. How did you come to know all these people in the room?
Yeah, so it was okay. I do a lot of research. I look at the press secretary live every day. Polly's the VP's photographer, so I had to say hi. And I came across those. I came across those two. I didn't get to see Corinne Jean Pierre, but I got to see Polly, and it was great. So I just did a lot of research, and it's just interesting. So if you're having fun, it's not too much research. So I look at the press secretary's live stream on the White House every morning.
Wow, that is incredible. You're such an amazing kid. Is there a certain policy that you really like from President Biden and the vice president? A couple policies that really that make you happy as a kid?
Oh yeah, so we were at the White House celebrating Black History Month, and with that, I'll just say that Emmett Till Hate Crime Act is very important. They tried to sign George Floyd Policing Act, but House Republicans blocked them. We had to beg Tim Scott to beg on it. We had to beg Tim Scott to vote on it. It's a shame that we have to even do that. So House Republicans blocked that one. That would have been a good one. But the Infrastructure Act, the PACT Act, the American Rescue Plan, CHIPS and Science, the executive order that would ban no-knock warrants and chokeholds, all that is super important, and that's why they need to be reelected. 4 more years of that, and 4 more years of knowing for sure that comfortably have a democracy.
Noah, how can, a lot of young people, even people who are older than you, 18, 19, 20 years old, they don't think politics matters. They're not voting. How do you think we can get people more excited about the voting process in government?
Oh yeah, so speaking of young voters, we see a lot of people breaking their support for President Biden because of the Gaza conflict. That's not what you should do. Just because we have a opponent that wants to flatten Gaza entirely. So President Biden is sending humanitarian aid, and as an ally to Israel, it's very important that we don't say "frick you, Israel" entirely, and that we keep them ally. But so don't be a single issue voter, and also just look at the policy President Biden's been. The Infrastructure Act I talked about, PACT Act, Emmett Till Hate Crime Act, all the executive orders, capping the cost of insulin to $35 a month for seniors, all the pardons he's done for federal marijuana charges, all that's important. Maybe not the last one to young people, but that's all very important policy. So that should encourage people to engage civically and vote for President Biden for sure. Oh, and follow me on social media because I do a lot of voter registration activity.
Yes, you do. You were talking to Vice President Kamala Harris about that, that you were actually registering people to vote. She was asking you how you were doing it. That was incredible. So let's talk about the moment. I mean, you were so excited. I was standing right next to you. And when President Biden came out, he saw you immediately and he waved to you. And then he came over when they basically walked the line to talk to everybody. What did that feel like to meet the president of the United States? And you had a Biden pin on. So what did it feel like?
Yeah, I had my dark Brandon pen. I was ready, and I don't know if you heard me, but I often call them Uncle Joe and Auntie Mala. So it was just like meeting a uncle at a family reunion that you haven't seen in a while. Because I research about him a lot every single day. So it was very exciting. I have all the pictures. It's my new screensaver. So I went from a Biden screensaver to another Biden screensaver.
Noah, if the DNC is listening, they need to have you speak at the DNC convention. you you would be the game changer. Would you be down to do something like that on a big stage like that?
I would love to, Jamie Harrison, where we talk a lot. So I'm looking forward to hearing something back.
They got to make it happen. They got to make it happen. Lastly, before you go, Noah, I mean, I know you're a kid, you're a young kid, but do you have aspirations to be in politics? Do you want to be president one day, a congressman, or what are you going to do when you grow up, brother?
So I love law. I love law a lot. So we'll just have to see how that goes. We'll just have to see.
Noah, brother, you are amazing. Shout out to your parents for raising such an incredible kid. I gotta tell you, you just brought so much joy to the room. Everybody in the room was just like overjoyed. Everybody around you was just how happy you were. You give me faith, brother. You give me faith for the future. The children are our future. Listen, Noah, how can folks follow you and support you on social media?
Yeah, so I have a Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. That's at KNOWA was taken. Noah was taken on Twitter and Instagram. Facebook is Noah De Barrasso, and I appreciate this interview a lot. Follow me on Twitter, like some tweets, DM me. I'll reach back out. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I want y'all to know his name is spelled Knowa. Hey, Noah, no with the A at the end. Brilliant, man. I'm wishing you all the luck. And it was an honor to meet you at the White House Black History Month event. Thank you, thank you,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
sir. Thank you.